He was a patriot, loved this country, loved his family, loved this museum, was passionate about those serving our country and dedicated his life to helping them.
I'd like people to know that he was a great man, a good man, a really good man, and a good friend. He was a person who, once he made a commitment to you or to a cause, he was loyal to that mission.
I met Bill my first year at the museum, 2002. At that time, he was a consultant for military and veterans affairs, a job that he held for a long time at the museum. Bill hung in there. He was one of a handful of trustees in the late 90s that hung in there and really supported Nick and other members of the board get the National D-Day Museum open. So that was really his first connection. And then really for the last 19 years, he was our connection to the military and veterans.
Bill was an active member supporting and advocating for veterans. He was a role model for all of us and really defines what service to our country means and defines what continuing to serve even after serving in the military. And so for us, he was a great example, a great mentor to me. He didn't do that looking for fame or looking for glory. He did it in the background. He did it as a quiet leader, an honorable man, dedicated to his country and to serving those who had served.
In the American Legion, like I say, when he first was a young Legionnaire, he was asked to help craft a strategy for the American Legion at that time, which was just newly admitting Vietnam veterans. How does the American Legion craft a strategy to best engage and to best meet the needs of this new generation of veterans? And he himself was a very young veteran at the time. It was 1967, and he began his Legion career then. And from that point forward in the American Legion, he held virtually every office at the post, district, department, state, national levels. And in 1994, he was elected National Commander of the American Legion.
I got to know Bill Detweiler as a member of the board of directors of the National D-Day Museum at the time. Well, Bill initially, it was always came on as quiet and steady, a man of good judgment. Bill was one of those guys who you could count on to show up and to do what we agreed to do at the end of every meeting and come back to the next meeting, and he'd actually done it or was doing it. So that was refreshing and noticeable to me.
Commander Detweiler had an ability that I think should be shared and taught and adopted by a lot of people, and that's how to be influential without being confrontational. He could actually convince people of things without making it seem like he was arguing with them or fighting with them. And I think that somehow out of today's schismatic America, that I think we've lost our way on some of that, what we call civility. And the American Legion is a nonpartisan organization, and I think he was a good example of this because party affiliation had absolutely nothing to do with the way he led. His interest was to share advocacy and to be a spokesperson for the veteran. That was his party.
He's the kind of person that we all aspire to be. He's a good family man, good patriot, good citizen, always willing to help.
Even towards the end of his life, when his health had deteriorated and he was, really, fighting, he never complained. His optimism never wavered. He was always positive, and I remember in December last year when he was awarded the French National Order of Merit by the Consulate General here. He was really, his health had really declined, but you would never know it talking to him. he didn't waver. And so I think, a great family man, a great patriot, a great friend, an optimist, the kind of person that you want at your side in good times and bad. And I think, something that we can all learn from and try to model in our own behavior. So that's how I think of Bill, and that's how I would like others to remember him.